Hello everyone and welcome back to Carvenus 14. Now today we are going to be talking about something that could affect Jinshi actually. Now, for those of you that haven't actually seen it, Cartethiya's gameplay has actually been officially
May I
leaked. We only
pray
got
for
a snippet
anything
of it.
specific for you?
Once again, I should probably do something about the volume like I always forget. Put the master volume down to 50, 51. That's fine. Yeah, so Cartethiya has been officially leaked towards us, and we got to see her burst. So, for those of you that have seen it, congratulations. You've probably seen the absolute peak in boss fights, not fights, boss battle, boss gameplay, effectively. And for those of you that haven't seen it, definitely go check it out because it's absolutely insane. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, how is this going to affect Jinshi? It's simple. Jinshi's just going to be behind Cartethiya, at least from the looks of it. Why do I say that? Well, it's because Cartethiya just seems to do what Jinshi does, but better. And what is that? Damage. Now, I know what you're thinking. The official leak we saw didn't have any damage values in it. So how could you say that? Well, I'm saying it from pure speculation, but if the boss, if the actual gameplay looks that insane, I'm pretty sure the damage is going to be very high as well. I mean, it kind of has to, especially with the second strike of the Resonance Liberation. That nuke definitely seems to be very, very insane in terms of damage output. But of course, these are just speculations. We can't really tell how high Cartethiya is going to be hitting unless we get official official damage values from official leaked gameplay, basically, just like today. So, if what I'm predicting is true, what does that mean for Jinshi? Well, it means Jinshi's just going to fall behind Cartethiya. Alright? Because from what we've seen, Cartethiya's AoE is going to be ridiculous. Like, really ridiculous. Like, her range is going to be quite big for being a melee character, right? And Jinshi's range isn't anything to scoff at. Jinshi is able to hit characters, or enemies, I should say, from a decent distance away, right? But yeah, Cartethiya seeming to be pretty insane in terms of AoE and range, alright? And Cartethiya does seem to be an aero character, so that also means that Cartethiya's AoE capabilities, not her AoE, sorry, her crowd control capabilities actually does seem to be very, very good as well. So, and to be fair, it kind of makes sense that Cartethiya not overpowers, but goes above Jinshi, because Cartethiya, like Jinshi, is also a Sentinel's Resonator. She is the Resonator for the Sentinel Imperator, like Jinshi is the the Resonator for the Sentinel Jue, right? So, if Jinshi, I want you all to think back to patch 1.0 when you were playing the game, or for those of you that weren't playing the game back then, just try and imagine yourselves there. In patch 1.0, the game was pretty well going, right? There wasn't anyone that was overpowered or overly powerful. Ji Yan was the best DPS in the game at the time, along with Calcharo. Encore was also up there as well. Pretty decent DPSs, all right? Then in patch 1.1, Kuro drops a bombshell and introduces someone like Jinshi. What does that do to the audience? Well, we saw her gameplay, which was a cinematic experience. Like, even to this day, Jinshi's gameplay is a cinematic experience. I mean, I don't really have to explain how cinematic Jinshi's gameplay is, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
It would be my honor. May I pray for anything specific for you?
I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright? I want you all to listen.
Oh, stars, heed my calling.
That's what we saw. That's what we saw for the original Jinshi gameplay. Alright? And that was that was like insane, especially coming from, Ji Yan's elemental burst. Resonance Liberation, I should say. And and Yin Lin as well. They were both cool. But they weren't, like, wow, right? Then Jinshi came out and it was wow, basically. Okay, it was wow. And it was like, whoa, this is really, really cool. Like, I didn't think we were going to get a step up like this soon, this quickly, and this well, right? It was like the difference between 1.0 and Jinshi's gameplay was effectively like watching a YouTube video on a phone to watching a YouTube video on a TV with a home stereo system. And Cartethiya is like watching a movie in a cinema, right? Yeah. That's the level of insanity with the cinematic experience, with the gameplay. And Cartethiya is just a step above that. She really is. From an aesthetics point of view, Cartethiya has Jinshi beaten. Okay? From a cinematic experience, she really does outdo what Jinshi does. Okay? And from the looks of it, her AoE capabilities seem to be very, very good. She also seems to have some crowd, like a decent amount of crowd control. Like, I'm going to say this, alright? She seems to have Ji-Yan levels of crowd control, and that's insane. Because to this day, Ji-Yan is the king when it comes to crowd control. Because of his Resonance Liberation, he is the king when it comes to it. So for someone like Cartethiya to come out and take over that crown, it looks as though Cartethiya is setting a new level for how resonators are going to be. And to be fair, that's what Jinshi did, right? After Jinshi, all of the characters kind of felt pretty subpar until Camellia came out. And even Camellia didn't outright overdo or, overtake Jinshi in terms of damage, in terms of, playability, in terms of cinematic experience. If anything, Jinshi was still the queen of cinema, right? Whereas in terms of damage, she was still up there. In fact, I would go so far as to say Jinshi is still not overtaken with damage output. Like, there are characters on her level, but no one has really overtaken her. In my opinion, no one has overtaken her simply because Jinshi is a well-rounded DPS. Unlike Carlotta, who's a single-target boss machine. Unlike Camellia, who's an absolute unit when it comes to AoE and wave-style combat systems, right? And the same with Zani. Zani with her, her limited selection of characters being only Phoebe and Rover, right? Yeah. Jinshi is so versatile. She's got a pretty good selection of teammates. She's very good in both AoE situations, in, waves and stuff like that, and single target boss damage. Jinshi is just a versatile unit, which is why she's still, to this day, one of the strongest DPSs in the game. Even though she came out in patch 1.1, which was nearly a full year ago at this point. Nearly a full year ago, right? To be fair, Jinshi is approaching her first year anniversary of being in this game. Alright, and for those of you that have had Jinshi since patch 1.1, well done. You made a very, very sound investment. Alright? But, with Cartethiya's release, it's seeming to be that Jinshi might be put on the back foot. Right? Because Cartethiya just seems to do things that Jinshi had the advantage over everyone. Versatility, right? But Cartethiya just seems to do that better. She seems to have better AoE capabilities and better crowd control capabilities. Because Jinshi does have crowd control within her kit, right? Her third resonance skill, the one where she summons Jue, then Jue goes down, rises up into the air, and slams down. Yeah, that rise into the air that Jue does in fact pick up smaller enemies and slams them back onto the ground when Jinshi comes down. When Jue comes down. Yeah, that is what happens. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and see some gameplay. In fact, there is gameplay on my channel, probably of me doing the exact same thing. But yeah. So, Cartethiya just seems to have Jinshi's versatility and AoE capabilities, but better, right? She's just got more range. She's got better crowd control from the looks of it, okay? Now, the key word here is from the looks of it. We have no idea how she interacts with enemies, whether that be in terms of damage or crowd control or her AoE capabilities, because there were no enemies that were actually in the gameplay footage that we saw, alright? But this is merely just speculation, and from intellectual guessing from the way that her gameplay seems to work, okay? So, from the looks of things, she seems to have Jinshi beat at Jinshi's own game. Crowd control, versatility, range, AoE capability. Damage output, we have no idea, but if the cinematic experience is anything to go by, she'll beat Jinshi there as well. Am I mad or am I sad about Jinshi getting power crept? No. And I'll tell you why. Because Cartethiya is more than qualified to beat Jinshi. And the reason I say that is because Cartethiya is a Sentinel Resonator. She is, in terms of the lore, the strongest character in the game, in terms of the lore. She has to be. Jinshi is the strongest character in Jinzhou. In the lore, and also in the actual game. I mean, think about it. All of the Huanglong characters, right, in patch 1.0, any of their gameplays, did any of them come close to Jinshi's level of damage? No. So Cartethiya should reflect the exact same level of damage, alright? Cartethiya has to reflect that level of power. She needs to be above everyone in Rinasita. She has to be, okay? And that does mean going above Jinshi as well, right? Because of the way that the game state is right now. The game is going to get harder as more and more versions and as more and newer versions of the game come out. That's just how progression works with games. Games will get harder, more difficult, more challenging. So the characters, the kits, the weapons, the teammates, everyone needs to level up basically. And Cartethiya will be the second stage to that. The first stage was Jinshi. The second stage is Cartethiya. So I'm not even mad about Cartethiya, presumably overtaking Jinshi, and I wouldn't be surprised if she is just leagues above Jinshi. But there is one thing Jinshi has that Cartethiya doesn't. And that thing is a dragon. Okay, it's a pretty bad angle, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. A dragon. Okay? Now, why is the dragon important? Because it's a dragon. I mean, why does a dragon need to be important, guys? It doesn't. But dragons are cool as heck. That's going down the wrong... Yeah. But man, that is cool. Alright? Jue is cool as heck. Alright? And no one can change that. Alright? No one can change how cool Jue is. Not even the Sentinels themselves. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and climb back up here.
A different approach.
Yeah. So, I'm not even mad about Jinshi being overtaken by Cartethiya. I'm really not, right? Because at the end of the day, Jinshi also has a skin, alright? And Cartethiya doesn't. So, that's not really a gripe or an issue. It's just a personal statement. But, yeah. And the thing is, guys, at the end of the day, even though Cartethiya's gameplay looks cool, even though her gameplay looks like she's going to do a lot of damage, it doesn't matter to me. Because I still prefer Jinshi. It's the truth. I still prefer her.
May I pray
because
for anything specific for you?
Jinshi is a cool character. Alright? It's true. Jinshi is a very cool character. And the way the message I want to take away, I want you guys to take away is no matter who comes out in any game, in any gacha game or any other game, play who you like the most. Because when it comes to me, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to me, I think picking a character that you resonate with the most is what's going to be an enjoyable experience.
May I pray for anything specific for you?
Now, that doesn't mean you have to share the exact same qualities with this character. I'm just saying you need to like this character in every type of aspect. Number one, is their design good for you? Do you like that character's design, basically? Number two, how do they interact with the characters in the game or in the lore? How does their lore work? Number three, the personality. Is the character's personality great, or are they basically just a nuisance to deal with? Do I like this character as a person? Alright? And number four, is their gameplay good looking? And Jinshi just ticks all those boxes for me. I like her original design. I like the look of her skin as well. Her lore is absolutely brilliant, right? Really well done, fleshed out, especially from 1.1, where the standard for, lore wasn't really that high, or story character interactions or anything like that, that was not really that great. So coming from 1.1 during that environment, Jinshi's lore was absolutely amazing. Her personality is also really good, alright? She's a strong, caring woman that obviously has a lot of power but doesn't abuse it in any way. And she also has one of the most adorable voices in the game. And number 4, she uses a dragon in her gameplay. What more do you need? A dragon that can call down celestial lightning from the heavens without ever straining any effort. Exactly. Like, what more do you need? Nothing, really. This is the absolute peak of combat, in my opinion, right? And yes, Cartethiya's Excalibur's really cool. Her gameplay looks amazing. But she's not Jinshi, alright? So for those of you that are worried that, this might be the end of an era for Carvenus 14, and he might be moving away from Jinshi, no. I will continue making Jinshi content. I will still keep advocating people that Jinshi is still a really great character.
May
Even
I pray
once
for anything
she's power crept,
specific
I'm
for
still
you?
going to keep
It would
playing
be
her.
my
The
honor.
day will come when Jinshi reaches Grandma status, when Jinshi becomes
I'm sure your
obsolete.
wishes will come
But
true.
even when that day does come, Jinshi will still be a character that I have fun with every single time. I've never gotten bored of Jinshi's gameplay. I've never gotten bored of Wuthering Waves, and I will never ever get bored of Jinshi as a character. Like, that's just never happening. So, for those of you guys that are wondering whether you should pull for Jinshi during her rerun, which is
May I
about to
pray for
happen in
anything
about 11
specific
days
for
now,
you?
or
It would
should you
be
save
my
and wait for
honor.
Cartethiya, it's your choice at the end of the day. Me and other YouTubers can
I'm
give you
sure your wishes
recommendations,
will come true.
but the decision lies with you. It's your account. It's your game. It's your life. It's your money. It's the way you want to play the game that matters. Alright? Yes, Cartethiya might be better. Yes, she might look cooler. Yes, her gameplay might be more cinematic and amazing. Right? Yes, she may have more aura points than Jinshi. But Cartethiya is Cartethiya, and Jinshi is Jinshi. You decide who you want to pull for, depending on who you feel is better for you, personally, who you want to have more fun with, or who you find more fun with, or who is better for your account. And that's it, guys. That's really it. So, that's basically the end of the video, guys. I have been Carvenus14, and still am. This is mainly just a speculation video on how Cartethiya will interact with the game, and how she may affect Jinshi in the future, right? Because she's looking to be a Jinshi killer, effectively, which is a
May
word
I
I never
pray
thought
for
I would
anything
say,
specific for
but
you? It would be
there
my honor.
I always knew. I mean, we all knew that there would be a time when Jinshi became
I'm
a
sure
character
your
that
wishes will come true.
was going to fall off, right? But she may hit Grandma status soon, or maybe later, but she's still the first hyper carry, the first Sentinel Resonator, the first true nuke DPS. And with that, guys, I will end the video off there. I hope you all have enjoyed. I will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.